guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie-katelynn, and if this is your first time stopping by, hi, welcome. Please do watch my other videos and make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you never miss anything from me. So this was meant to be one video, but because I talked too much, I ended up making the intro too long and had to split it into two videos. So in the first part, I talked about my background and how I ended up in Ukraine and left and came here, and so please do go and watch that video if you haven't. I will link it in the description box below, and I'll also add a link to it somewhere in this video. This video is going to be me talking about like the actual tips on how to survive studying and living abroad, and I do hope you guys enjoyed, because I feel like these points would have been very beneficial to me if I'd known them before I came, and I think they might be helpful to someone who's studying and living abroad or thinking about going to study and live abroad. So before I do get carried away and start talking too much and having to film this intro for a third time, let's get into it. The first thing to do before you even leave your home and go anywhere is to pick your place wisely. Know cultural differences, if there's going to be a language barrier, know the weather, know how different things are from where you're from and where you're going, and this is so important because I've seen students and people come and they're like, oh, I hate this place, they don't speak English, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, did you not know when you left your home and packed your bags and came that they didn't speak English? Like, what do you mean? You're coming to a country that is known for not speaking English and you're complaining that they don't speak English. What are you doing? You know, so you need to know that and prepare yourself for that, because there's no way you're gonna leave your home and go to Russia and not expect to speak Russian. I don't know how you're gonna survive in China if you don't speak Chinese, because majority of the population does not speak English, and you're not only going to be living a life where you go to class and come back and sleep. You need to know how to buy tomatoes and onions. You need to know how to get a taxi to go to wherever you're going. So you really, people need to be smart about this. Don't go to a place, if you know you don't like languages, you know you're not good at languages, then you probably shouldn't go to a place where you're gonna have to speak a different language. You're better off going to a country where they speak different languages but they also speak English, if that makes sense. So yeah, so apart from just knowing like where you're going in general, you need to also research about where you're going. Like, find people there if you can, and just ask them what their experience has been and all that. Ask them what they wish they knew before they came, and that will help you to sort of get an idea of what you're getting yourself into. Especially if you're going to be a student in a place, you're not going just to live or work. If you're going to be a student, you need to know like an honest opinion of the place you're going to. For example, some universities, a lot of universities do this, and they'll have this beautiful place pictured on their website, and they'll tell you that it's like heaven, there's gold and platinum, and it's just a beautiful place and everything about it is beautiful, and then you get there and you're like, nothing is the same. So after doing research about where you're going and getting information from people who are actually there, the next thing you want to do is to pack wisely. If you're going somewhere where it gets to minus 40 degrees and you've been living somewhere where the lowest temperature is around 12 degrees, you probably don't want to carry all your shorts and tank tops. You probably want to take all your warmer clothes with you, if that makes sense. And if you're going somewhere where you know you're probably not going to find your hair products, your facial products, and your favorite food items, then you should probably pack them. I think I could actually start like a business. I've just kind of kept bringing stuff every time I come here. I mean, obviously, if you know you're going to find whatever it is that you need there, there's no need to bring it, but you know, that's what I'm saying, pack wisely. So research about the program you're doing, and this is for people that are studying abroad. You need to research on the program you're going to be doing before you get there. For example, if you're studying law or medicine, Know how different the law degree here is to the law degree back home. Know how different the medical degree here is to one back home, and know how you're gonna bridge the gap between those differences, because there's nothing worse than getting your degree and then going home and realizing that it is useless there. So you really need to be smart about deciding on where you're going. So this one is kind of obvious, but make friends with the locals. And a lot of people maybe might think this is ridiculous, why am I even saying it, but I know people who don't even know a single person of the nationality of the country they're staying in, if that makes sense. Like, if you're in China, make a Chinese friend. The UK, wherever you are, make a friend with a local, because they will come in handy. They'll be able to show you things that you probably wouldn't have found by yourself. They'll be able to teach you things about the culture that you probably wouldn't have known if you hadn't asked them. They will be able to help you maybe one day if you're stuck and need help that you can only get from the locals. So it's always a good thing to have someone in your corner. Money. Save your money as much as you can. No matter how rich you think you are or whatever, it's always a good idea to save money, because you never know when you might need it. So don't use money carelessly. It's always a good thing to save your money. I'm not saying starve yourself and don't eat because you're saving money, but like, use your money wisely. Use it, you know, like a normal human being. If you're in a country where you can work on your study visa, that's if you're on a study visa. Obviously, if you're on a working visa, you're there to work. But like, if you're on a study visa and you're allowed to work on it, then you most certainly should. There's a lot of benefits that come with working. Maybe you get to meet new people, get exposed to the language if there is a different language, get to get acquainted with the culture and the customs of the country, get to travel maybe. So yeah, don't stay indoors 24/7. Go out there, explore. I mean, it's kind of ironic that me, poster girl for staying indoors, is talking about going outdoors, but like don't keep yourself cooped up in your room, because there's a lot to explore. That's why I say save money. Save money so you can travel maybe and just get to explore the country you're staying in. There's nothing worse than leaving and graduating or whatever and you haven't explored the country. And this is my biggest regret leaving Ukraine, is I hadn't really explored. I hadn't even been to the capital city when I left Ukraine. But yeah, I have plans to go back and travel. So explore, go, even if it's not going, changing provinces and whatever, just travel within your province and then go outside the province. Travel as much as you can. Don't just keep yourself locked in every single day. Experience the culture of where you are. It'll help you to understand the people more and help you to be less angry with them if you are. People play and they're like, it's so different, it's so different, it's so different, but then they don't even try to learn about where they are. So it's always a good thing to immerse yourself into the culture. But with that, know the difference between living in a country and being a tourist. Don't not be going to class and be focused on exploring China or whatever. Okay, this is so important, guys. Take pictures. You need to take as many pictures as you can. Like, imagine leaving a place and you look back and you don't even have memories because you never took pictures. Even the things that you feel like, I see this every day, this is just the road to class, I see this. Take those pictures. Those are good memories to have and show your kids one day. Unless you're extremely introverted, you should probably avoid being alone, especially in the first days, because you're gonna feel very lonely and that might lead to depression, which isn't a good thing. So try to be with people as much as you can until you're used to the place, and then you can kind of just branch off on your own and do your own thing. Balance your schoolwork. Make sure your schoolwork and your work, if you're there for work and if you just, make sure that is always up to date, because there's nothing worse, honestly, than being in foreign land, your grades are dropping, your work is slacking, and nothing is going well for you. Be reasonable. Don't leave your home and go somewhere else and expect it to be the same. Each city is different. Now imagine each country. Don't be, ridiculous about it. Just be reasonable. And if you're a student, get used to the educational system. And what I mean by this is, if back home a 70 was the pass mark, and then where you're going an 80 is the pass mark, you need to know those kind of things. And even vice versa, if back home a 50% was the pass mark, and then you come here and a 30% is the pass mark, you know, you need to know those kind of differences so that you're not overwhelmed or underwhelmed when you get your results back. You need to get used to the system of wherever you are and know the differences between that and wherever you're from. So that's all the tips I had to kind of just get you guys to know how to survive living abroad, studying abroad, and all that. And obviously there's pros and there's cons to every situation. The pros of living and studying abroad are you get to travel, experience new things, meet new people, learn a new language. When I leave this place, I want to know I have friends all over the world, and that's just a nice thing to have. And so that's definitely a pro. And cons might be culture shock, loneliness. You're gonna definitely miss home, you're gonna be homesick, you're gonna miss your family. There's always gonna be something that's gonna make you feel a little sad about not being at home, but eventually you'll get used to it. So guys, that was all the tips and the kind of information I had for you in terms of studying and living abroad. I do hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say, and if you have anything to add, anything to ask, or just, I don't know, want to say something, please leave a comment in the comment section and I will most definitely get back to you. And in the meantime, like, comment, share, subscribe, and watch my other videos, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.